Team Liquid. Can Moist take them down in El Splashico, bringing you all of the action? James Bot and CJ.
Well, CJ, it is time for El Splashico, and Shogun said it himself. This has been a matchup dominated by Moist, but this is a new team. We've got Juicy and Place to Rise. Will Moist have the same success?
The quarterfinals are upon us, James, and we're into the best of sevens, ladies and gentlemen. And what a way to start it off, James, with the El Splashico. It almost feels like we're a little bit spoiled here.
Oh, I feel that way every time we get to this point in these events, especially in Europe. The quality of Rocket League is so high. And this Moist team has not really had the easiest of runs, or the cleanest of runs, I should say. Whereas Team Liquid, they won their group. We casted them yesterday against Vitality, where they looked rock solid, CJ. So I definitely feel like Moist is the underdog, despite having the last 4 wins in RLCS against Team Liquid.
I mean, they have to be Juicy. He's the unknown factor here. We know what Team Liquid can do. We saw it at the major, cracking into the top 8. But this Juicy factor, he's got the mechanics, but we haven't quite seen the consistency from Moist. They've been winning a few series, dropping some ones they probably should be winning. And this one will be a perfect statement here against Team Liquid.
Well, we do see Moist on the attack right now. Juicy gets by a Chronic, goes for the bump, and he hit the bump, but Astral didn't connect. The net was wide open. I don't know if Astral didn't believe in the bump and maybe was going for a dunk himself, but Juicy put in the work, and that was a quality chance. And now another one. The physical gameplay. We see a demo from Joyo. They're hunting, and they are coming close, but it's just been glancing blows against Team Liquid.
Just hanging on for dear life right now, Team Liquid, but we still have the 0-0 scoreline. They're still in this one. Having said that, Astral, he's looking warm, James, and when that mech's on from this, I don't even want to say this young buck, he's the veteran right now of this series, but I mean, he can just turn a game on its head.
He certainly can. We've seen him do it so many times before, and you're right, he's a veteran at this point. Been around the RLCS quite some time. Juicy towards net. It's an awkward ball for Oski, and again, Astral spears in and cannot make contact. He was trying to be fast. There was a window, and we've seen multiple scoring chances now from Moist on the goal line, where all they have to do is just make contact with that ball, and they haven't been able to do it.
And that was an open net as well. And again, Team Liquid, they're defending just so deep in the net right now, letting Moist just come at them. And I mean, I don't know if it's working. They haven't conceded, James, but right now it's been all Moist Esports pushing forward, having that offensive pressure.
But sadly for all the Moist fans at home, CJ, have not been able to score despite all these chances.
Really keep going their way, James, and it just feels like right now a goal is about to be begging right now on the Moist Esports side. But again, we're seeing these missed opportunities, and it feels like when you have so much pressure, James, when you're always pushing forward and having so much offense, you need a goal. You feel like you deserve one at this point.
Despite deserving one, you still have to earn it no matter what, especially in the RLCS. Oski self-pass off the sidewall, fakes it. We've seen Team Liquid happy to fake it, happy to throw 2 players at the same ball. Now a ceiling pinch. Joyo pre-jumped and was able to defend that top post, or that top crossbar shot, rather. A Chronic towards backboard. Juicy, the first touch into a 50. Now there'll be some space. Joyo taking possession, has Astral in the midfield. Flip reset from Joyo, trying to take it all himself, and he ran out of boost, and it was cleared off to the side by Oski. Astral, the challenge, launch that downfield. Now boomed right back. Joyo trying to possess it. Take it up his back wall, now off the ceiling. Juicy in the middle. And it looked like there was a pass attempt, but Joyo couldn't get enough on the ball. However, finds its way out to Astral. Flip reset attempt, and that's blocked out. Joyo to the backboard. Oski booms it over to a Chronic. A Chronic open net, and he scores it despite all the time on attack for Moist. Liquid are the ones that strike first.
They've been playing the counter-attack game and doing it to perfection here, Team Liquid. Their first and only opportunity so far of the series. I mean, they've had 5 shots, but I'll tell you what, if you're watching the series, it didn't feel like that. It did not feel like that at all.
Clears.
I'm not sure how they've got 5 shots, but Team Liquid making the most of a little bit of overcommitment there from Moist, and that can happen, James, when you've had so much pressure and you just sort of slip that third man, rotates a little bit too far up the pitch. Team Liquid capitalise.
Joyo. Their solo play attempt potentially gets bumped off the ball. Astral coming off his backboard, trying to get it over to Juicy. Juicy keeping possession. Joyo looking for the demo. Astral, the shot, and it's blocked by a Chronic who dodged that bump attempt from Joyo. Team Liquid holding up under all this pressure that Moist has put on.
The stats say that Team Liquid have outshot Moist Esports, but they have dead set stolen game number 1 here. 0 seconds on the clock. What can Moist do? Can they find something? Ball hits the ground, and Team Liquid with a pretty unconvincing 1-0 there for game number 1, but they got the job done, James.
Yeah, I mean, they got the job done, and I think that's the thing that you point to. In these close games, which team is able to pull out the win? And Team Liquid, despite giving up multiple chances, there was 2 instances, CJ, where the ball was right on the goal line. Right there was one. Astral was trying to dive in. That one, he had to react pretty quickly. But there was one before that as well where Juicy had gotten a bump. The ball was right out in the middle, going across the goal line. And Moist just could not put it in. Team Liquid, their defense was holding up. And the one goal that we saw was from a Chronic who was cheating upfield. So this is not the way that we've seen Team Liquid kind of play throughout the entire group stage. Normally you see Atto and Oski being all the way up at the front of the field. And a Chronic is the one waiting back, playing defensive, looking to kickstart those counterattacks. But we just saw, Team Liquid, they'll just get the job done. The defense holding up strong. And that is something we've seen from them before. I believe it was a perfect sweep against BDS that we saw them pull off. Team Liquid certainly knows how to play defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, if they're going in with this sort of strategy, knowing that Moist Esports, and now I guess they've lost Rise, they've picked up even more offense, which seems crazy to me. There's more speed, more power up front. That maybe you do need to play that counter-attack game against Moist and just let them overcommit, let them get a little bit too aggressive, and it worked out there for Liquid. But it'll be interesting this game, James. Now that I guess Moist have figured that out, they've worked out right. Oh, well, maybe all offense isn't the recipe if we see something different.
A Chronic going for multiple flip resets, trying to put on a highlight play. But it wasn't able to work out. Astral back into the middle of the field. Juicy pop up. Oski jumping up early. But Juicy air dribbles it by him. A Chronic, though, first touch, nicely controlled. Now into an air dribble himself. Joyo to his own backboard. Juicy racing back. Will get the corner boost and clears it into open space. That'll relieve some pressure.
Great touch there coming on. And here we go, Oski. Lovely flip reset. Fake flick over the top. Juicy can't get a touch. Should be a goal. A Chronic gets the first one and Liquid second of the series.
Oh, and you love that belly reset from Oski. Oski doing so much on that play, CJ. Even though he doesn't get credited for the goal, that flip reset, the flick, everything so surgical. And now another lead for Team Liquid. We didn't see Moist score despite all their chances, and now we see another pause coming in. If you were paying attention in the Team Liquid game yesterday, we had a couple pauses, and it looks like that connection issue continuing on for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's just a recipe. It seems like Team Liquid, they're always pulling this sort of stuff, and we see it here again, and it seems like his game just keeps crashing. So he should be back in quick. If we know him well, James, and what we saw yesterday, he'll be straight back into this series. But Team Liquid, I mean, they're just growing in confidence.
They certainly are, and I think you have to put your foot down early if you're Moist, and you really just need to score at this point, just to get over that mental barrier. As we take another look at game 1, this was a game dominated for the most part by Moist, and there was that play where Juicy had bumped Atto off the ball and just wasn't able to get that follow-up. So Moist having so many chances. That one there blocked by Oski. The Team Liquid scoring on the counterattack eventually, but this has just been like a highlight reel of defensive stops. There's the counterattack goal from a Chronic. See a little bit of hype, but Team Liquid getting locked in. And then here's the start. Chronic, the double flip reset that led to a rebound opportunity. And then if you saw the one goal, it was the belly flop flip reset from Oski, getting back down to the ground, taking it into a dribble and picking apart that defense from Moist. So Team Liquid looking comfortable on defense, looking comfortable on the counterattack. So far, both the goals, counterattack goals, CJ. And I wasn't really expecting that coming into this one. I was expecting Team Liquid to be upfield, stealing the boosts, keeping the pressure on, denying possession at the midfield. But, you know, it's really been Moist who has been taking most of the initiative on offense. And it's just been a counterattacking game for Team Liquid so far.
It has, and it's been a recipe that's worked so far. Let's see if we continue this, because it looks like we're about to hop straight back into this matchup. And I mean, Moist, they just need to open the floodgates, James, get a bit of confidence, get their first goal on the board of the series so far. Because
did you mean that, the floodgates? Because
did you like that? Did you like that? Because I didn't.
If you intended that, that's probably one of the best commentating moments that you've ever had in your life. So I credit you. It's wonderful.
I'll take it. Thank you.
And now looking for a wonderful moment of their own is Moist, who have not been able to score. And now another scoring chance. You see Oski and Otto up there leading the charge. And oh my goodness, guess what?
Not again.
Again. Chronic's game has crashed. He's parked in the middle of the field. There's the pause. And we'll see if we can figure this one out. Chronic might need to swap out that old hard drive or something. Chronic is going down again.
Some serious things happening. I feel like, you know, if it happened once, okay, there was a little bit of a mishap. Happens twice, something's up. But I mean, at this point, Chronic, what is happening right now? And
I think it's just sad. It's unfortunate timing, honestly, for Team Liquid. They had so much momentum. They scored early in this game. And, a Chronic has been core to a lot of the success. He scored the one counterattack goal in game one. And now it's got to be a little bit frustrating. You know, as a player, you just want to play the game. Everybody out there just wants to play, but this is all on a Chronic's PC, not able to handle the game right now, unfortunately. So that, you wonder if that's going to start playing into this, and if it gives Moist perhaps an opportunity to get their breath and maybe bounce back. So this is unfortunate for everybody, all of us at home as well. We're going to be getting into this game as soon as we can, but you just wonder how this will impact the dynamic of the game, CJ.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if I'm Moist, I'm taking this one. I like it. You know, it's not. You want your opponents to have a flawless setup, I'm sure, but sometimes, James, you need to take what you get, and a little bit of a mishap right now could throw off Team Liquid. They've got the momentum, but Chronic, a little bit of a mishap. Perhaps they just drop the concentration a little bit, forget about the structure, lose a bit of composure, and maybe Moist Esports can capitalize when we do resume from the break, but currently still waiting on him.
I'm just shocked that Joyo's not waving right now. You know, maybe he just doesn't know that he's full screen. Where's the wave? It's what the people want.
He's looking a little bit nervous, and I think Team Liquid is a team that, they're a tricky one, because I feel like if I'm coming up against Team Liquid, James, I'm thinking, look at these young mechanical kids. They're going to be just going absolutely all over your offense, grabbing the boost, constant pressure. And then they go the other way. They play this counter-attack style. They're sitting so deep in net, letting you attack, letting you shoot on net, and playing the counter-attack game. I guess it's just a testament to these young kids, this trio, of just how adaptable they are depending on who they're playing.
Well, they're going to be tested here, having to adapt with this situation. The clock will be reset to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. We are going to reset to kickoff. And it looks like all the players are in the lobby and ready to get back into this one. So, CJ, do you think, what do you predict is going to happen at this point? Do you predict Team Liquid kind of running away with this one, or do you think this little break is going to give some boost over to Moist?
Yeah, I think this has to be Moist advantage right now. Team Liquid a little bit, I don't want to say shaken up, but it certainly can stir the pot with a little bit of, things you can't quite control there. But a Chronic seems like he's okay now. We're back into this one, and he's missed it off the back goal for Moist Esports. Straight away, James, it's happened. I've been rattled.
Jumping forward, a Chronic trying to get the read. over his shoulder was a bit awkward, and that's the first goal for Moist, and it's scored by the young gun, Juicy.
It came off the Chronic straight away, missing a backboard read after reconnecting to the game. So, I mean, right on cue, we talk about what can it do to these teams? How can disconnects affect you? And it just can. You can lose the concentration, and you know, you might
feel free play.
Exactly.
He's a game launcher. That's what he's trying to do anyway.
Yeah, you might lose a bit of that. You know, we talk about, well, the desk was talking about Astral's placebo of how far he sits away from his desk. You know, you never know. Did a Chronic shift his seating position a little bit, James, for that one? He wasn't quite set up straight into that game. And Moist Esports, I mean, they made the most of it.
Looked like he might have fallen out of his seat there, actually. Missing that read on the backboard. Joyo, the 50. Astral trying to pinch. They get a pinch. It goes out to the middle of the field. Juicy racing towards it. And there's some confidence from Moist. Astral, no hesitation going for that pinch. Chronic fakes around one, trying to take it high. Gets around two. There's the bump. Chronic makes amends.
He does make amends in a big way here at Chronic. Gets the first touch, solo play over the top of Juicy, beating all three. And the final bump, the air dribble bump over the top of Astral. The Chronic gets one back and Liquid regain the lead.
In a 1v3, just as you said, CJ, that was quite the response. A Chronic patient there as well, and that patience paid off for him last play. A Chronic right in front of net, slowing things down, and it proved to be the right call. Astral up the ceiling, gets it back down to Juicy. Oski, first touch, has to beat Joyo. Joyo, the pinch right down. Astral was very close to the play and a bit too close. A Chronic can't get it around Juicy. Juicy with speed, blocked by Oski. Joyo up high. Flip reset, do a little touch. Now Astral will take over. A Chronic trying to pinch that out. Juicy now back to the corner and gets a touch, and it's not necessarily one that helps Moist too much.
He got a touch, James, but it wasn't quite the one they wanted here. And Moist Esports, they just had an attack, but it was high up in the air. It wasn't too threatening. This could be the Atto, blocked out by Astral with the double save. Does miss the ball. And now Moist Esports, they've got low boost. Atto pushing forward. Oski's waiting for a pass. This could be the opportunity because Astral's missed. Double touch. Juicy just puts that to the side, and then, there was a chance gone begging there for Team Liquid.
Well, Astral had no boost on that counter. It was a good demo. And Joyo getting that pass out. Moist hanging in there. There's another demo. We're seeing aggressive gameplay come out from Moist. Now rebound, it's over. Astral, Juicy with a fake, but Astral hits it back to the corner. Now back across the middle. A Chronic had rotated out, but that was a bit panicked there, it seemed. I don't know if Astral was intending to hit that back, but Juicy and Astral didn't look like they were on the same page there.
Indeed, and just some opportunities gone begging here for both sides. Not quite, ready for the mechanical misplays, the mistakes, the structure falling apart from Moist and Liquid. Well, they do have the lead. They don't need a score right now, but another goal would be sweet for the boys in orange. They're pushing forward. Opportunity. Astral parries it away. In 30 seconds here. What can Moist do, James? Can they get back? This could be the opportunity. Parried, and Atto just knocks that one to the side. Astral, he's missed the ball a couple of times. This might help, though, because he's already downfield. And Chronic is able to put that one away. 15 seconds. Joyo, free shot underneath. Goes wide. Astral follow-up. Double touch. Misses. And again, opportunities gone begging here. 10 seconds left.
Can Moist get one to force overtime? Play into the corner. Oski hitting it down to the ground, and Team Liquid hold on. That was a... what's the proper word, CJ? We had to wait a little bit for the disconnect from a Chronic. It's a patience testing game. I think both for Moist, for Team Liquid, for everybody at home. But a Chronic, he comes back in. He wasn't able to get that read off the backboard, but then he 1v3s Moist to get that game-winning goal for Team Liquid.
Just after that, a discombobulated game number 2 there from all sides. We do get the timeout from Moist, so 2-0 down. They had the opportunity though, James. We talk about what happens with the disconnect. How does it affect them? And we saw a Chronic just give up that early goal straight away off the reset. but they bounced back stronger. Chronic 1v3 solo play decided the game, and it did feel like Liquid had a chance later on in that, just in the dying moments of game number 2 here, but they just couldn't quite get that shot away. Astra with the double touch going wide into the corner, and Moist Esports now 2-0 down and starting to look a little bit scary.
Yeah, a little bit scary indeed. Moist, just one goal to point towards. They really need to figure out that offense. I mean, just looking back at groups, it seemed like the dynamic was Joyo as that scoring player. You got Astral setting it up. Astral was second in assists throughout the group stage. Joyo top 10. But Juicy, the only one with a goal, which is not what you would predict. Juicy was in the bottom 3 in shooting percentage throughout all of groups, but he's the only one to score so far for Moist.
Yeah, he has sort of, I guess, been a bit more of that scorer. Astral been a little bit more quiet lately, so it's interesting that he was in the bottom 3 shooting percentage. Not quite what you want to see, but probably a player, James, that he's not, I guess, just your typical finisher. He's going for those flashy plays, those sort of low risk, or sorry, almost the high risk, high reward, corner double touches, things like that. So there's probably a reason why he doesn't quite have the highest shooting percentages. But I mean, right now, anyone on Moist could do with some shooting percentage increases, some goals right now. 1 goal in the last 2 games from Moist. It's not enough, James. It's not enough right now when you're coming up against a Team Liquid with their sort of firepower. They're going to put 1 or 2 through a game.
And just from their mechanics alone, we saw a Chronic literally 1v3. So when you have players that you're playing against where any one of them have that ability to 1v3, it's going to be difficult. Team Liquid's defense has been quite good so far. Can Moist break through? They called a timeout to try to figure things out. We'll see what kind of adjustments come through. Joyo, it's like Joyo's doing a car swap. Juicy, corner pass, and it's met by a Chronic. Astral up, but it's up and behind him. He'll set this up. Joyo, a tip over to Juicy. Juicy can't win that cleanly. Astral back pass to Joyo. Joyo, low shot, and it's right to Atto.
Oh, almost Atto. Got the flip reset. Couldn't quite put that one away, though, and Moist, it feels like they've come out with a little bit more offense. They're trying to go for some more solo plays. Here's a Chronic, though. He has a flip reset. Fakes it for Atto, who comes through. And Team Liquid, well, they're just rolling with this momentum now.
Oh, they certainly are. Chronic being still patient, not trying to pull the trigger too fast. He makes the defense settle, and then he lets his teammate come in and finish the job. Well done. Team Liquid, they appear to have figured out Moist. And that stat Shogun mentioned, Moist winning the last 4 matchups, albeit with a different roster. It looks like that streak might be coming to an end, CJ.
Oh, I don't know about the commentator curse too early, James, but it is certainly looking pretty right now for Team Liquid. And I love seeing those fakes on the aerial plays. I know Johnny Boy's a massive fan of them as well. It could be the future of Rocket League, those intentional fakes, the relying on, I guess, the communication. We see it. We see it often in the North American region with GNG pulling that out, and now we're seeing it with Team Liquid. This could be open down the other end. It's gone wide. I'm not sure if Joyo would have got back if that was on net bottom left corner, but Team Liquid, they could have gone 2-0 up there, and that would have been seriously dangerous for Moist. You feel like, James, if Moist are going to be a chance in this game, they have to get the next goal, because 1 more for Liquid, and they're 3-0 down in the series.
It's a reverse sweep, a Team Liquid that's playing this well. Seems unlikely. The Chronic racing back. Astral jumping up early, and he does get a touch on the ball, but a Chronic goes right back to it. A Chronic's patience has been paying dividends for him in Team Liquid this series.
He's been absolutely on fire right now, and Moist Esports, well, they're trying to attack, but there's just not much sustained offense right now. As Juicy flies in, I like seeing that from third man. Force the issue and try and create some of that sustained pressure. Liquid, though, they've got pretty used to defending the last couple of games, and it's worked out pretty well for them. Still in the orange half, pushing forward, but Oski, they're just relying on individual plays to get it out of defense, and he's done it there again. Team Liquid are now on the attack.
Oski utilizing the flip reset to set up his teammates. Oski in the corner. Hits it not very hard. Astral will pop it up for a second effort. Going towards the middle, gets a 50, ball rebounding out into the middle. No one there from Moist to take advantage of it. Astral will have a single small pad to make this play, won't be able to get it. Joyo, that was a crazy touch there. That'll send it off. But now, more attack coming from Team Liquid.
Moist just looking awkward in defense right now. They're not quite getting the touches, the looks that they need, and it just sort of feels like they're hanging on. They're all out of position. They're relying on their mechanics. It has paid off here, but it's not really getting them down the other end, James. They're not finding an offense off it, and Oski might be able to get a doink to the center. Doesn't quite get the touch. Atto with a bit of time. That's a dangerous dunk. Joyo for the shot. Astral's there. Doesn't quite get it.
That was another opportunity. You think maybe Moist can do it. That one sneaking through, but Astral sweeping along the goal line, preventing another goal for Team Liquid. Astral jumping again. Can't get back to it. Atto towards net. Little tip from Juicy. Astral booming it upfield. This is end-to-end action. Moist still hunting for that first goal of the game. And you remember, they blew that timeout. Don't really have much to rely on at this point. Might be an all-in game, and it looks like Team Liquid has called the bluff. A Chronic scoring yet again for Team Liquid.
Oh, just a poor touch from Astral there. Juicy popping it up to his own backboard. A great pass, but Astral coming off the ceiling just popped it straight down, and not the first touch that he wanted. Hands it straight down the back there, and all coming out. Second goal on the board for Liquid. This is looking rough now for Moist Esports. This isn't the Moist that we want to see, the offense of this young, exciting roster, bringing in Juicy for this split, but not quite working out right now. This could be a chance. Joyo's there lurking. Atto parries it to the side. Juicy's keeping the pressure on. The Chronic, Liquid, James, they've got all the answers in defense.
They really do. You saw how quickly Atto jumped that pass into the middle. All three of them positioned, ready for that near post play. Airtight defense so far this game from Team Liquid, but Juicy, he's able to blow the airlock up with his shot.
Juicy coming off the sidewall, off the ceiling, and gets the touch, pre-flips into it, in and around Atto, finds the near post, and they find a little bit of life here, James. 24 seconds on the clock. They have to equalize. They have to find a way back into this series.
Juicy so far has been the shining light for Moist. They haven't had much of it, but Juicy, I believe, is the only one to score at this point for Moist.
I think you're right as well. He's been just a player to watch for Moist, but it's been too few and far between right now. This could be an opportunity. 2 seconds on the clock. I don't think Juicy can get back to it. The ball is still going to stay up. Astral pops in middle, and now it hits the ground. Team Liquid, well, they've taken the first three, ladies and gentlemen. They are on to match point and one game away from sweeping a team that usually, you'd say in history, has the edge over them, but not today.
That's a new squad, though, CJ, and Juicy, the new addition in place of Rise, has come in. He's scored the only 2 goals that Moist have scored, but Moist has just not been on the same page offensively. It doesn't seem like they've got any answers to this Team Liquid squad. A Chronic having a fantastic series, putting in multiple goals. Oski as well, being such a key with his flip resets, opening up these opportunities. But overall, I think Team Liquid is just showing the depth that they have as a team. You expect them to come in, steal a bunch of boost, put on the pressure, but no, I mean, they can have a Chronic, be patient, 1v3. They have so many tools in their toolkit, and they're bringing them out here against Moist. And honestly, Team Liquid using those tools to disassemble Moist. And we'll see if Moist can put it back together, but it's not looking hopeful, CJ.
It feels like Liquid sort of said, right, let's make this a battle of who's got the best defense. And we're seeing Liquid Moist get exposed a little bit on that end. It looks messy. It looks like they're just relying on their mechanics a little bit too much. The rotations are falling down, and we saw it again there with, I guess, Astral in defense off the backboard, not quite getting the touch he needed. And here we go again. Astral might be able to turn things around, but Team Liquid, their defense, and it might just be the fact, James, that they've been together for that split. They've had the confidence of last season as well. They look more just sound in defense. They look more structured, and it looks like, again, the fake's coming out. A Chronic gets the first goal of game number 4, and it feels like the same as game number 3 there. The fake from Atto, and Chronic gets the finish.
And I mean, the beauty of it too is there was an opportunity potentially to get a bump on that fake as well. That was so smart. That was so smart. Team Liquid really pulling out all the stops. And this is a team that you really have to start looking at and paying attention to. They're so young. They had to get an exception to play in the RLCS. They were so young. That was granted. This team is something special, CJ. A team that's sticking together. They're young. They have so much skill, so much opportunity. This is another big result for them as well if they can hold this up.
Yeah, looking to move into the top 4 if they take this one, knocking Moist Esports out. And I guess sort of coming back into that conversation for at least top 3 in Europe. We sort of look at KC, we look at Oxygen, and that next team in the ranks, it has to be now. You're looking at Team Liquid, you're looking at Vitality from last time. Oxy, double touch. Just goes wide. Astral, he's awkward, but does get the touch away. Team Liquid on offense, on defense, they're doing it on both sides of the pitch right now.
Now you see the confidence bubbling to the surface. Team Liquid looking to close this out, but it's still just a 1-goal game. Room now for Moist. They can pull something together. Juicy, only one to score on Moist. Goes for the bump, but a Chronic dodges it and gets the tip over to the corner.
They're just working together as a team, and here goes Atto again. Straight back onto offense. This has been so impressive from Team Liquid. The way they've defended and instantly turned that into a counter-attack this entire series. We're seeing it again here, Moist Esports. The rotations are a little bit messy. Joyo stuck in net now. Oski solo play, flip reset over to a Chronic, passes it across. Juicy's ready to parry that one to the side, and now Moist Esports, will they get a turn to attack? What can Joyo do? Instantly challenged by Oski, and this could nearly be open.
Oh! Joyo back just in time. The 50 was won. Joyo hustling back to make sure that one didn't roll in slowly. Now more pressure out to a Chronic. Juicy can't get the touch. Nice little power slide from a Chronic, gets back to the ball. Juicy spawns near post. Otto there, but Joyo able to get the save.
Joyo playing with fire there in defense. Couldn't quite. He found himself back post just in an awkward spot. A Chronic double touch goes wide, gets parried again. Joyo was that last man in defense. Here's another dangerous opportunity. Could be the stealer. Atto puts it away, and Team Liquid is staring down the barrel of sweeping Moist Esports.
What an individual effort that was. The perfect little pinch touch up into the middle, setting it up, the touch out, and then spiking it into the net. Atto, huge goal. Team Liquid, they look unstoppable. Will we see another one? That one off, rebound out to Oski off the post. That one easily could have been a third.
Yeah, they're just playing with their food right now, Team Liquid. They want to make this one look good. This could be another open opportunity. Astral puts it into his own net off the corner. I might have thought that was going out there, but Team Liquid, they are running away with this one, all off the back of Oski.
Oh, yeah, that was posting out. I don't know if there was anybody behind it, and that has to just hurt. That just has to hurt. If you're Astral, you're doing everything you can to save it. You end up putting in a shot that probably is going to hit post and go to the corner.
Yeah. It's a rough situations here. Probably sums up the series for Moist. It was just, they look a bit dysfunctional. They're not quite on the same page. And, I mean, Team Liquid, they just have capitalized at every opportunity.
Juicy won't be able to score that one. Maybe the best look they've had all game. Juicy diving in. Corner pass. You see Joyo and Astral both diving for the same ball, and Oski will have a wide open net because of it.
It's all over bar the shouting, ladies and gentlemen. Moist Esports, they overcommit, trying to get a goal back. Oski gets his second on the board for the game. Team Liquid, James, it feels like it's been such a well-rounded performance from all of these three players, and I mean, they're going to be dancing their merry way straight to the semifinals.
A huge performance, top 4, and it looked like they didn't even break a sweat, CJ. Team Liquid dominating as they put in another goal. They're running up the score.
Yeah, I think Moist Esports have had enough at this point. Astral nowhere to be seen. They've all committed again, and with a minute left, this could get really ugly depending on how Moist Esports take this one, but I mean, the story has to be all about Team Liquid right now. They completely shut out Joyo and Astral. We talk about Juicy being the only player to really score for so far this series, and really the only player to show any sort of offense, any sort of danger for Team Liquid. It's just been too much right now for this Moist lineup.
It has been, but for Team Liquid, seeing the peak of what they can play at, you almost expect them to start being a staple at these majors. They fell short last event. Top 8 is good, but it's not great. They come out needing to start locking in these top performances, and this has been exactly that, CJ. Impressive
is what I'd say about this performance so far from Team Liquid, and they've just done it with style every game, with confidence. So the only slip-up came from the disconnect, James, where we saw Chronic have a little bit of an iffy moment, but he instantly responded like the player that he is, the caliber of player that he is, and they got that win. They win the series 4-0. Team Liquid are just straight through to Championship Sunday, straight through to the semi-finals, and